Okay, the next step is to unpack and install the currency module. That's the second box that comes in the big box. Okay, we'll flip the box open. Pull out the top filler. And lift out the currency module. Don't forget the spacer that's in the box. In addition, there are some hardware in the box as well. This particular currency module is set up with one coin acceptor, one bill acceptor, and one credit card reader. These come in different configurations. You can get it with two bill acceptors and a coin mech in the middle, or this way. Okay, in order to mount this on the bottom of the jukebox, there are two 1/4-inch bolts that go in the top that come in from here in the jukebox. Those bolts are included in this package. Okay, we have two 1/2 inch by 1/4-inch bolts here that will be used to connect the currency module to the jukebox. There are two holes in the bottom of the jukebox, and we'll drop one of these bolts in each one. Once the bolts are in place, we'll open up the door to the currency module, and we'll remove the bill acceptor box so we have more room. And then we're just going to hold this up underneath the jukebox, and we're going to start these bolts just enough to hold the currency module in place. We're then going to take our spacer and slide it in like this. Now, before you tighten these bolts, what we have to do is mark for a hole on the back wall. So we're going to lift the currency module up tight against the jukebox and mark that hole. Then we're going to take the currency module off to drill that hole. Currency module. And we'll start the lag. And remove it. It just makes it easier to thread in later. Now we start the bolts again. Install our spacer and tighten them up with a socket wrench. When you're tightening this up, you want to make sure that you push the front of the currency module back against the wall and pull a little bit out on the jukebox itself to get the best alignment. And just tighten it up until it's snug. And we need to pass the wires from the currency module, there are 3 of them, into the jukebox. In order to route the wires from the currency module to the jukebox, we need to loosen these brass thumb nuts. Then we need to pass the wires up through the mouse hole into the jukebox. The ground wire connects to the ground stud. The credit card reader plugs into the USB slot, and the connector, the 12-pin connector, plugs into the 12-pin connector. And we can close the mouse hole and tighten the thumb nuts. Don't forget to use the nut to fasten the ground wire to the jukebox using an 11/32 socket or 11/32 nut driver. Okay. So we're going to take the 3rd lag screw and we're going to start it into the hole that we drilled earlier at the bottom of the currency module, and we'll use a 7/16 socket wrench. Okay, just to make sure we review what we've got our last leg bolting, we've got our 2 1/2-inch bolts here that fasten everything together with the spacer properly installed. We've got our ground wire installed the credit card reader plugged into the USB port and the 12-pin connector plugged properly in here.